Welcome to the Kandid Shop. We speaking on things you not. Just press play and let it rock. Welcome to the Kandid Shop. Whoa. Welcome to the Kandid Shop. We speaking on things you not. Just press play and let it rock. Welcome to the Kandid Shop. Feel like we going through mad things. Gotta keep it real when they choose not. We gon' talk about it when the news drop. Welcome to the show where you know we don't fake this. Keep your opinion to yourself if it don't make sense.
Hey, podcast family. It is your girl, Kandidly Kristin, and this is the Kandid Shop, your number one destination for candid conversations. If you're a new listener, welcome to the show. If you're a returning listener, thanks for your support and welcome back. So today I'm sitting down for a candid chat with life transformation specialist, fifth generation empath, intuitive clairvoyant, medium, and healer, Tina C. Hines. So help me welcome Tina to the Kandid Shop. Welcome, 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 Tina.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Spiritual and transformational topics are like really my jam. I love talking about them. And so I'm looking forward to this chat. Before we start, could you just tell me and my listeners a little bit about Tina, who you are, and what inspired you to become a life transformation coach?
So I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, and I am all that magical stuff wrapped up into one, as I like to tell people. And my journey, I spent 30 years in corporate America, born and raised in New Jersey, and currently live in Marrakesh, Morocco. I started hosting women in my home. We just started out as a book club, but we never read the book. We focused on a lot of life challenges that were going on that we were working through. And I had suffered from clinical depression, and that's actually the beginning of this journey of my awakening and leaning into this coaching as I was going through my healing process, and recognized that there was a space that would be great for me to continue and support women in this same space. Because when I was healing, I felt, even though I had my besties, that I was alone and the only one experiencing clinical depression and an awakening at the same time.
Yeah, that's interesting. Tell me, how do you define what a life transformation specialist is? I like the term specialist more than coach. I wish more people would use it. But what does that mean to you?
So for me, I never really saw myself as a coach. When I think of coaching, I still sense like somebody on the sidelines going, rah, 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 you need to do this or that. And because I have my gifts as a healer and a clairvoyant, I felt that it was a little bit more than coaching. It was more guiding women. So when I think about the transformations that women experience through working with me, it just was very fitting. Life coach didn't fit for me. And I struggled with different names to call myself because it never resonated for me as I was preparing to walk into this new space that I was creating.
Okay. Well, I think life transformation specialist fits. I like that a whole lot. So tell me how you believe your empathic, intuitive, clairvoyant abilities enhance or inform your approach compared to more traditional methods.
So when I'm working with women, even though I work with men, it's primarily women that my energy connects with. I like to share with people that those people all of us who have gifts, our gifts may operate different. And for me, mine doesn't really focus more on the future It's more on past emotional trauma that women have experienced in their lives. It can easily tap into it. And when we're working together, the goal is to get to the root cause, because many times we're focused on the specific thing that happened to us versus what else is a part of that. And a lot of times women are feeling, what could I have done differently? What should I have said differently? And I take them on this journey to revisit that moment, but I only take them there for a brief period of time. Because when you are on your journey of healing, you have to know the root cause in order for you to start healing from it. So I take them back there I guide them back there for a short period of time to get what we need. And I always tell them, tighten up your shoelaces because we're going to haul ass after we get what we need and we're going to leave. Okay. Because the goal is not to stay there. The goal is to get what you need and run. And I'm telling your audience now, I'm a straight no chaser. I have no filter. I have a little bit of a filter. But it's to get the information you need so you can know exactly what it is that you're working with. Many times when we're on a journey of healing, I hear women say, I don't know where to begin, or I don't know what it is, and it's impacting other areas of my life. So my gifts allow me to tap into that space. And sometimes it could be the most simplest things. I always like to share a story of, I was working with someone and they kept struggling in one particular area. And I kept saying, well, all I just need you to do is write in your journal. That's all I need you to do. And for some reason, there was a blockage from them writing in their journal for a period of time. And so at the end of the day, I was like, listen, I don't want you to waste your money and I don't want you to waste my time. If you're not going to write in your journal, this is not going to work for us. And she's like, oh, Tina, I don't know what to write. I said, write the sky is blue. Write what color your shoes are. I don't care. Write something in that damn journal. So we sat there and she wrote something and I was like, what did you write? And she wrote the word abandonment. And it was like I gasped for air. And after she wrote the word, and that's what I said, you don't have to write full sentences, just write something. After she wrote the word abandonment, I explained to her how it was attached to a lot of situations in her life that she was experiencing. The failed relationship, the relationship with her children, the relationship with her grandchildren, and where there was this disconnect that she was experiencing. And after I explained to her and I showed her the connection, then we could begin working. And so after that, every week she wrote in her journal. And I'm like, you got it. She's like, you mean I could have been through this a couple of weeks ago? And I was like, yes, you could have. However, you experienced your breakthrough when you were supposed to. Right. When you were supposed to. And so that's one of the things about when women are working with me, I'm very, very transparent of, if I'm going to show up for you, but if you're unwilling to show up for yourself, this is not going to work. Can you commit to yourself for 3 months? And I'm like, some of you have been in unsavory relationships for longer than 3 months, but you can't give yourself 3 months.
How about that? So listen, and I know that you've come across this. How do you navigate the skepticism, the misconceptions, and the resistance from individuals, potential clients who may be unfamiliar with concepts like intuition, energy healing, clairvoyance? How do you navigate that?
Oh, I like that question. It's a good question because I do experience it. It's not my job to convince you that I can help you. And I don't pour energy into the individuals who are skeptics, because I get people all the time who are trying to test me. And my ancestors will move them out the way, by the way. But I don't have time to pour that much energy that I could be pushing into something else with individuals who are skeptical. I am very transparent with who I am. You can watch a YouTube video, any social media video, or you can talk to people that I previously worked with. But I don't pour a lot of energy into skeptics. When I encounter individuals and they may say something, number one, I'm the daughter of a minister. I'm the great granddaughter of a minister. Yeah, I'm a PK.
Oh, okay.
And, however, I always say I'm just the heathen of the family. I'm just the heathen of the family. I don't subscribe to it. I believe there is a higher power. And so people come up to me and they, I call it Gus, God, Universe, Source. And people say, what you're doing is evil. And I says, there's not an evil bone in my body if I'm trying to get women to heal from whatever trauma they are experiencing. And it's like they go to church to get the word. They get the word, which is great. I am not a faith-based business. I am a woman business. And if I have the tools and resources to support you, I'm going to pour that into you. If you have the energy to be skeptical about it, this is just not the space for you. So there's no need to even test it. Right. And like I said, I've come up against it multiple times. I just don't, I'd rather use my energy in other spaces.
In other spaces. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. You came to me. I didn't knock on your door and go, hey, you want me to help you? So we connected because you reached out to me, even if it was for your skepticism. And I believe that there are some people who are just unfamiliar or uncomfortable, or they were raised in a solidly, Christian household. And that's what they know. So this is like, I don't know, but I want to know. So those people,
it's curiosity. Curiosity.
And if you're unfamiliar but you're willing, then I can help you understand. But if you're just here because you're skeptical and trying to go, see, I knew it, I told you, then I can't work with you. That brings me to my next question. Have you ever declined working with a client because of their energy? What you felt around them? Okay.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, there's a number of reasons why I would decline working with someone. One, the first one is if I feel that the support that is needed is more therapeutic than coaching. That's one of the reasons why I have consultations with my clients if we're doing coaching, because their needs may be deeper than what my level of skill is. I am a certified life coach, but I am not a licensed clinical professional. And based on what they're sharing with me, I can immediately detect if it's something, if it's more therapeutic that is needed. That's one.
Okay.
The second one, which I encountered many years ago, it hasn't been recent, was an individual who I like to say, don't even know I'm lying. They were in denial.
Okay.
And
well,
they
you have the best acronyms. Let me just tell you first, Gus, I'm using that forever. I'm gonna give you credit.
Everybody likes Gus. Everyone loves Gus.
Oh my God.
We started working together and I just realized I was like, she's unwilling to take ownership of her role in a specific situation. And I'm the kind of coach where I don't want to say I'm playing devil's advocate, but I'm pointing out certain things that I'm observing in your behaviors and how it plays an intricate role in what you may be working through. And it's something deeper that you're unwilling to touch. So if I recognize and I can know it early on that you're unwilling to do the work and it's consistently like almost butting heads, then we're not a good fit. And I will make the recommendation that they find someone who's a better fit for them.
Gotcha. Because I can't do the work for you. And we're not going to dance around. I'm authentic. So we're not going to do the BS. And you just here for me to, be your yes therapist or coach. We're not doing that part. Okay.
Yeah, I had somebody who was like, they asked me something and they were like, well, that's what I hired you for. I was like, ooh, honey, you didn't hire me to do the work. I've done my work. You didn't hire me to do the work for you. So if you did, apparently there was some miscommunication somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is your work to do. I am merely coming alongside you to help you through it. Uh-huh. So as an empath, how do you, Tina, maintain boundaries and protect your own energy while you're working with clients?
So there's a couple of things that I do. I have a deep meditation practice that I practice twice a day.
Okay.
Midday, I do quiet meditation with Native American flute music. And at night, before I slumber, I do guided meditation so I can release everybody's off of me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to drop the S-bomb, so I said, so that's one practice. I journal. I don't journal as often as I used to. I do grounding. I find patches of grass where I can just ground myself in the earth and walk and just release. And my other is shielding. For me, my shielding includes bodies of water that's consistently around me, like in a huge wave. And I have to put water for the mere fact of I needed to push out what I don't need, but also allow to come through what it is that I do need. Since I do the energy work, so I need to allow it to do that. I'm selective with where I go, and I'm selective with the individuals who I am surrounded by. If I feel your energy, doesn't feel yummy to me, as I say, I will, detach myself from it because I'm a highly sensitive empath. I barely watch TV. I stopped watching TV for like 2 years when I first learned that I was an empath because everything on there would have an impact on me. I mean, I used to be the queen of Law and Order. I loved every version of Law and Order. Oh my God. You can't get me to watch it now because I immediately feel the pain of everything, all of it. So I've stopped watching Law and Order, and that was my jam.
Okay.
So those are a couple of ways that I protect myself. I don't go, like I pick a couple of days where I just literally stay inside. I don't go outside just to protect myself because I'm so sensitive. When you have, and this is for anyone who's listening and they notice that they get sad all of a sudden when they're happy, you have to create the space that you desire. If you want peace, you have to create the peace. The peace starts from within. For me to protect myself, I have to make sure that I am in spaces that's conducive to my well-being. If it's not conducive to my well-being, I'm not going to go there. And I'm unapologetic about that. I don't even have to question it. And one of my friends, he jokes with me all the time. He always says, Tina's the wild card. Either she's coming or she's not. And you never know.
Right. You sound like me. Yeah, I might be there. I don't know. I'll know that day. So, another, not boundary question, but, how do you, I guess the word is balance your intuitive insights with your clients' autonomy and their decision-making process during, your time with them, your sessions?
Mm-hmm. When it comes to the coaching, as well as my gift, which is innate, it's always there.
Right.
When I am working with my clients, it isn't to give them answers because that's not my job. My job and how I am always guided is to give them resources and give them tools to help them get to their answers. A lot of times I will have a client who says, well, Tina, it would be easy if you just told me. And I says, that's the thing. You want it to be easy. But it's not my work. It's your work. And I love when you have the opportunity to experience your aha moment. So here are certain exercises that I want you to apply in order to experience your aha moment. There is no cookie cutter way that I work with my clients because each individual person has different experiences. Their style of learning is different. And it's important that I lean into that. And one reason why I'm very clear about that is because I have a son who has extra needs. And I know there are certain ways that I have to work with him in order for him to comprehend certain things that I ask him or certain tasks that he's required to do. I treat my clients the same way. I need to lean into what works for them and what does not. If I know I get a lot of pushback because I want them, like the young lady, to write in her journal, I have to go another route in order to get her to do that same exercise, but in a way that feels comfortable to them. Because many times as we are initially starting out, it's an uncomfortable space. Everyone feels safe and seen with me, and they definitely know they're heard. However, I'm taking them to a place that they have pushed in the closet for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And now they have to open that Pandora's box and address it. And it initially does feel uncomfortable. So when I think about what I may be working through for myself and identifying what I'm working through for them, I lean into how does this make you feel? And what does this look like for you? Like, I want to hear what it feels and looks like for you, because I can tell you what it looks like from my perspective. And when I view certain situations with them, and I see solutions, I don't see problems. And for them, it's like, how do you come up with answers so quickly to this particular situation I'm working through? Well, the number one reason is I'm not emotionally attached to your I'm not emotionally attached to yourself.
Right.
I'm not emotionally attached to yourself. So I can see the solution maybe a lot quicker than you can, because you're attached to a lot of emotional situations that you're dealing with here. I'm not.
Yeah.
So I can pinpoint exactly what happened, how it happened, and what you can do to work through it. The challenge is, Kristin, Charles, we be overthinking it. We be overthinking.
All the time.
We're overanalyzing. Like, even when I give work, they were like, it can't be that easy. I said, trust me, it's that easy. No, Tina, it has to be something harder. I'm like, do you want it to be hard? Well, no. And I'm like, well, okay. I says, listen, I know that we make a lot of situations in our lives complicated. So that's why the tools that I give you, I make them as simplistic as possible so you will use them. And so you know you can always use them and not stay stuck where you've been for an extended period of time.
Yeah. And that's a great segue because what are some of the, without giving away the whole toolbox, because people, y'all got to book her if you want all the info, but what are the specific techniques, practices do you incorporate into your work to help people with their life transformation?
I love this. This is why. I always ask them to answer the question, why? And when they're answering that question, I set a timer for like 30 minutes and they'll go, let's see, what's a great story? I don't know. I'm feeling sad today. Why? Because I ate too much candy. Why? Because I've had a sweet tooth. Why? And I keep them going through that why. Eventually, as they're going through the exercise, they stop asking why and they just start freeform writing. And at some point, they sometimes will write the same thing repeatedly. What's great is when they write it, they read it like, I feel sad today. I had candy. I read it as, I feel sad today. Why? Because I had candy. Why? I make them do it really quick, answer the question, because I don't want them to overthink it. Okay. I want them to respond with the first answer that comes up, not Let me think about this for a minute.
Right.
And when they do this exercise, they are able to identify the root cause of what they are working through or what they would like to work through. And they're like, how did you get to this? And I'm like, I just had to take you through this exercise. And I says, you're only going to scratch the surface. I'm going to go below the surface. Because again, you want to experience your breakthrough. We have to know what we're breaking through with. And they have a love-hate relationship with that exercise.
I'm sure. Because every why leads to another why, and then eventually you go down to the root.
Yeah.
So
and there's layers to it.
There's layers to it. Thinking is a thing, and wanting to give the air quotes correct answer is a thing. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. No, we're going to be authentic in this exercise, and I'm going to make you do that. So I like that a lot. Yeah. So are there any ethical considerations or guidelines that guide you in your work, especially in terms of being an empath?
Number one, with my gift, if I ask permission for me to share anything that may come up. And I do this even when I'm with my readings. My readings, I've already gotten permission because they signed up to have that session. It's always funny because with my coaching, my spirit guides come. It's my great-great-grandmother, Grandma Jenny. Almost everyone who has worked with me knows Grandma Jenny. I think they love her more than they love me. I'm not lying. I've had a client say, will Grandma Jenny be a part of our sessions? And I'm like, I don't know. It depends on if she comes in. But they love this Grandma Jenny. And I always ask when I sense that it may be a situation uncomfortable, do I have permission to speak freely? Okay. Because that's when I know I'm about to start channeling a piece of information that is being downloaded to me. And I ask permission because I want to make sure that they are going to be comfortable with the information. And it also is a way to prepare them. Never do I have women in a space where they feel unsafe. I never channel anything of, you're going to get into an accident when you leave my house, when you finish so-and-so. My energy doesn't work that way. It will probably say, be careful or take care of yourself or anything like that. So I experience that. And that's the way that I manage, when I am sensing something that may be not the most ideal thing to say, but I already prepared them of, one, I'm a straight no chaser with a hint of love. And they already know I have no filter. Right. And that's part of the reason why I encourage people. I was like, make a well-informed decision before you work with me or anyone. Just don't take a leap of faith because it may not be the right fit, or I may not be the right person for you to work with at this time, but you'll be back. Yeah. But I may not be right. I have this level of awareness when it comes to that. I just want you to get the support you need in order to reach your emotional well-being goal. And I am not the end all be all. I like to say, I shared recently, I says, I am not the ending. I am the beginning. And the reason why I say that is typically I'm the beginning of the work of when people are starting their journey of healing in the work. And I am just one of many legs. So if we were school, I would be kindergarten or preschool. And there's going to be many more people that you're going to work with after me. I'm just here to get you started for you to experience that breakthrough. And I want you to continue the work. And I don't want it to be with me. I want you for the short term, I'm honest. I'm so honest. I tell them, I was like, listen, don't take it personal, but I don't want to work with you for 5 years. Not on the same situation that you're working through. If I have to do that, that means one of us are not doing our job well. I want you to
Yeah.
experience your breakthrough and grow on, because now you're growing, and you can't grow staying stuck in one place.
Right. Agreed. Yes, I like that a lot. I didn't know you did readings, by the way. I haven't had a reading in a minute. Anyway, that's something for another day, or another conversation. Anyway, so, how do you see spirituality, intuition, mediumship, clairvoyancy, all of those things becoming more integrated into personal growth and development practices, like in a bigger way with more people?
I can say that, number one, 2024 is a year of growth for a lot of people. And there are a lot more people who are growing into their gift and understanding or wanting to understand what they are experiencing. It's unfortunate that, my age demographic, we didn't have, in some spaces, we didn't have access to the information like we do now. We didn't have the conversations that we're having like we do now, because it's considered taboo. And now it's more open for those people who may be in a space where they're struggling to find someone. They don't have to sit with, I'm feeling different types of energy and I don't know what to do.
Right.
And now they can openly have conversations with the right people, operative word, right people. And it doesn't feel strained. It doesn't feel strained. It's like, I can have this conversation and I could say empath, and you're not going to sit there looking like, well, what's an empath? You are having a conversation with someone who gets it.
Yeah.
Who actually gets it, which is great, because then you realize I'm not alone. Because sometimes we feel like we're alone. Be like, I am the only one here who's uncomfortable, and people keep telling me I'm so sensitive, and they don't get it. They don't understand it. And when you connect with someone, it's almost like, what's the song? Friend, where have you been? That's why you're feeling like, oh my God, my tribe. There's my tribe.
Yeah.
There's me out there.
Yes. That's important. It's important to find none, like absolutely none. And it's okay when people aren't your tribe. Like, I have friends that come into my space and see my altar and my cards and my crystals and stuff. And they like, and in the same space, there's like a Bible, a Quran, there's all kinds of stuff over there. And they're like, okay, cause this is what I do. It doesn't have to be what you do, but it's what I do. I took a whole circuit in terms of my particularly spiritual belief system and what worked for me. And this is where I landed. So what advice would you give?
What's so interesting? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go. Cause this question
what I found interesting, there's a movie called The Red Tent. I don't know if you've seen it. It was a special on Lifetime of One of the Shadows years ago, but write it down and look for it. And I am not the most right Bible potent person, so I may get the names wrong. But the Red Tent was where the women, when they had their cycles, that they would go to. And one of the women in there, she had a gift, and there was an idol, and they kept saying, oh, you can't worship idols and whatever. But she was like different than the other women. Here's where I challenge people. And when it comes to those of us who have gifts, I say, listen, if I'm correct, I might have the names wrong. Didn't Joseph have a sense of, was it Joseph or was it his son or his father? Joseph, I think,
with the dreams.
Gifts. Yes, with the dreams. I'm like, so what makes Joseph different than the rest of us? Joseph was ostracized because his brothers were bothered by that. He had his gift and his father doted over him. What makes it different than those of us who just choose not to put a name on it? Because that's how I feel. I'm like, what even makes me different than a prophet? Because I choose not to call myself a prophet. What makes it different? Can
Yeah.
somebody explain that to me?
That's the question that will go unanswered. They'll be looking at you like you got 4 heads, like, what? Yeah, that's not, they don't want to touch that. Lots of things like that people just don't want to touch because it challenges
it's easier to say, oh,
everything they believe. Yeah, it challenges everything they ever believed. And if that can be challenged, they feel like that shakes who they are, not knowing that they're separate from their mom and daddy and them's belief. But so my question was going to be, but thank you for sharing that story. And I did write it down. Red tent. I'm going to look it up. What's your best piece of advice to somebody who may hear this and who is at a space in their life where they're like, something has to give, and they're looking to go on their own personal transformation? What's your best piece of advice for them?
Allow yourself to be open to the possibilities of whatever it is that you will experience. Take what serves your purpose and the rest, throw it in the garbage.
Nice. That's a great piece.
Straight into the point.
Straight into the point.
Open yourself to the possibilities, because we close ourselves off. Yeah. And sometimes we miss important messages when we close ourselves off. So open yourself up to the possibility. Release the attachment to what you think things should look like and be like and feel like. And reel in what serves you. This is what works for me. And it doesn't have to work for everyone else. And it's perfectly fine. So the rest, toss it in the garbage.
Yes, it did. Oh, that's great advice. Great advice. So Tina, future looking, we're looking ahead. What are your goals? What are your greatest aspirations for the future of not only your practice and what you do, but the impact that you hope to make in the lives of others?
Goals. I have a couple. One is let me rephrase that because I'm getting a download.
Okay, let's go.
Thanks, Grandma Jenny. So I'm right now in a space of, I have these gifts, and at one time or another, one is more prominent than the other. When I first started this journey, it started out where I was leaning more into the clairvoyancy.
Okay.
And then it shifted to the mediumship for a period of time where literally there were parties in my living room next to the fireplace of spirits. And
I'm gonna stop you.
For the past few months, I've been guided to, okay.
I just want to stop you because just for clarity for people that are listening that don't know these terms, could you define empath, clairvoyant, medium?
Okay. So for me, number one, I was born and raised, well, not raised, but I came into this gift and I wasn't, I'm not book taught. I'm ancestral.
Okay. Gotcha.
For me, an empath is a person who feels the energy of other people, good, bad, or indifferent. A lot of times it's more heavy. The clairvoyancy, where you have the gift of knowing, and there are 6 different clairs, and I always get all their names mixed up. And it's like the senses, the 6 senses that you have.
Gotcha.
And so you could see things, you can hear things, you can smell, taste. And then with the mediumship is loved ones who have transitioned. I prefer the word transition versus die. And their spirits come through. And the final one is the healing. And the healing part, most people, the average person, let me say that way, may do Reiki. And and it's still energy work, but for mine, I am not a Reiki certified practitioner Mine is energy healing, where I can lay hands on people and heal them. As shared in the beginning, I am a fifth generation. My mother has the gift of sight, although she does not practice. My grandmother had dreams, and I know this for a fact because we have some of her journals. My great grandmother, she was psychic. My grandmother's sister could lay hands on people and heal them. And my great grandmother, whom I've never met, I met everyone except my great grandmother. She had all the gifts. And as it was told to me by a family member who's still alive, I am just like her. I am just like my great grandmother.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to get, because you were talking about your goals and aspirations, and I wanted people to be clear what each different thing is, because there's so much misinformation, and I like things to be crystal clear. Yep. All right. So go ahead with your dreams and aspirations.
So when I think about my goals and my aspirations, is a number of things. When I said that this is my right now home, there's a purpose of why I am here. And it's slowly being developed, but ultimately I know that, I would need to spend some time in Indonesia. Indonesia is a very spiritual space for me, especially in Bali, which is where I've been multiple times. And I want to continue to create spaces for women to come. As I am being guided, as I was sharing, I'm leaning more now into the healing work and helping women identify where there may be blockages in their vessels and the impact that it is having in every area of their life. We sometimes think that, oh, this is just something I'm feeling in this moment. And I'm like, no, it's permeating to your job, to your relationship, perhaps to your children. And when the women are getting relief from all of that energy, it's like something that opens up. Recently, I had done 5 sessions a couple of weeks ago with a group of women individually. And one of them was just so tense. And I'm like, I got you. That's all I had to keep saying. I got you. You don't have to be mother, wife. You don't have to be all of the labels that you wear. Right. Relax your shoulders. I got you. I feel you and I got you. And eventually she relaxed her shoulders, and, tears started rolling down her eyes because she had been everything to everybody except to herself. And that's the space that I want to continue to hold for women. And that's what I'm being guided to do, is to create that space where they can simply be. And, it's an amazing experience when I get to step back and observe it. And when they come back to this space, because I take them through a guided meditation in the process, there's a sense of peace. And they were like, oh my, she's like, they'll tell me what they saw in the vision as I'm doing the guided meditation. And they feel so much more relaxed after the experience.
Right.
Continue to create spaces for women to experience it. But the biggest challenge is shifting the mindset of helping them realize that they are worthy of it.
Yeah, because you got to think you deserve it to accept it. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, those are awesome goals, awesome aspirations. Like I told you when we started this, spiritual and transformational topics, conversations are like my favorite thing to do, because I know how beneficial it can be. And my work is not done. I'm 56 and I'm going to always be searching for, be the best version of myself, to tap into all of my gifts. So these are just my favorite conversations. So I thank you for having it with me today. I thank you and Grandma Jenny for the downloads and all the information. But we are so not done because we still have to do the fun stuff and play 10 candid questions. These are just 10 random questions that I found on a list on the internet, and the only rule is you have to answer them candidly. Excuse me. My goodness, my voice is leaving me. This is like my third chat today. So, so are you ready?
Yes.
Right. Question number 1. Introvert or extrovert?
Ambivert.
You are the second person to say that. I'm going to add that as an option. I sure am. Question number 2. How has your life been different from what you'd imagined it would be?
I don't know, because everything I'm doing is what I envision. Okay. Yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be a nurse, and I realized I didn't like sick people. But look at me now; I'm working with somewhat sick people.
Okay, you are a nurse, just in a very different way. Nurse for the soul. Nurse for the soul. All right. Question number 3: hugs or handshakes?
Hugs.
Mm-hmm. Question number 4: what is your favorite curse word?
Oh, I got 2.
Okay.
But I'll do the first one. Shit. My first one is shit, and the second one is ass.
Okay. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Because you gotta because I can't tell people you got stuff to do. It doesn't have the same impact as you got shit to do.
For real. That part. This is true. Mm-hmm. All right. Question number 5: tea or coffee?
Tea.
Okay. Question number 6: how would you like to be remembered?
Okay. Can I tell? And hope this isn't one of your questions. My theme song is "I Was Here" by Beyonce.
Nice. Not one of my questions, by the way, but
okay, good.
Yep. No.
Yeah, that's my. It's my song. It's "I Was Here." I want to know that when I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Yes, that's my theme song.
All right. Nice. Question number 7: sunrises or sunsets?
Oh.
Right.
I'll go with sunrise. I'll go with sunrise.
Yeah. I like them both. I always say sunsets are prettier, but sunrises are there's just something about the beginning of,
the start of a new day.
Start of a new day. Question number 8: if you were writing your autobiography, what would the title be?
Let's see. Can I go with a song that I like? This is my,
you sure can.
My and everybody would get it too. DMX. Up in here, y'all gonna make me lose my mind. That's what it's gonna be. That part of the song. Yep. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Okay.
And everyone will get it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Question number 9: morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Yeah, me too. All right. Final question. And this is the same for all my guests. How can my listeners connect with you and or engage your services?
They can connect with me by first going to my website, which is my name, tinachines.com. Alternatively, but preferably is the website. Start there. And then I'm on social media on Facebook as Tina C. Hines, Life Transformation Specialist. And I go live on TikTok more so than
Okay.
any other platform. And it's Tina C. Hines, my name. But just make sure the Tina C. Hines you find has like 20,000 followers, because the other ones, I've been duplicated like 4 or 5 times already.
Oh my God. All right. Don't you hate that? Like, get your own stuff, people. Oh my God.
Yes. And I
Oh
will
my
never show up in
God.
your inbox. Trust me. That part, please
Okay.
know. I will never tell you I
Talking
have a
about
message for you and show up in your inbox. Yeah.
oh, girl. Oh, that grates me. So it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, stop it with that.
Yes.
Anyway, Tina, thank you so much for your time, your observations, your gifts. Just thank you for all of it and for being with me today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes. All right, guys. Tina's contact info, her website info, her socials will all be in the show notes with clickable links, because I know y'all wasn't writing nothing down. And don't forget to visit my website at www.thekandidshop.com. That's Kandid with a K. And listen to a couple episodes, drop me a review, leave me a voice message, and share the show. Please share the show. As always, until the next time, I want everyone out there to keep it safe, keep it healthy, and keep it candid.